Hello, friends. So I had someone request a little bit of upper back, neck, shoulder yesterday, and I intended to bring more of it into class and then forgot after we were laying on our backs. So, Sophia, this is for you and anyone else who has a desire just to have a little bit of mobility in the upper body. Um, you don't need to have fancy clothes. You don't need to have a yoga mat. Pretty simplistic today, right? You're going to go ahead and you're going to start by just letting your arms circle back. So almost like I was doing the backstroke, except I'm doing both arms at one time. You can keep the arms lower, especially if the shoulders aren't ready for this quite yet. Find the size of circle that feels good for you right now. We're just getting circulation, right? Go ahead and go the other direction with the arms. I'm always surprised how much this tires my arms out. And go ahead and do maybe one more and then bring the arms down. You're going to take those shoulder blades, your scapula, and you're going to bring them through most of their range of motion, 4 of the 5 ways they move, right? You bring them up, together, down, and around, and go that direction a couple of times. Going fast isn't going to do anything for you necessarily. It's really finding your edges that's going to start to play with the mobility. Go ahead and go the other way. Keep breathing, right? I'm not calling out the breath, so make sure you're still breathing. Okay. And then go ahead and get them right in their Goldilocks position. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to move into a little bit of moving the arms, the humerus bone, through a couple of their motions. So your arms can be out, they can be low if they need to. You're going to turn your thumbs back behind you as far as you did, even as if you could turn them down to the ground this direction. And then you're going to bring them back and turn them as far as you can the other way. And that's the next section, right? So we're moving our humerus bones, our upper arm bones. Every time I say it, I want to make a joke or a laugh. But you're going to go ahead and you're just moving them in and out of external rotation, right? And internal. And again, more than trying to get a lot of reps in, I don't think that's what usually gets it. It's the edges, right? Where your edges and don't push into them painfully, but move into them as deeply as you can and try to, play with that edge and bring the arms down. You're going to interlace your hands behind you. If that's not available, you can probably find a piece of paper, another t-shirt on your floor or something like that that you can grab behind you, right? So you're going to interlace the fingers behind you if it's available. And then push into the sacrum a little bit. My elbows are bent and I just move my elbows back like they could touch. That's not the objective. My pitta types, let go a little bit, right? Bend your knees, rolling forward. Right? And this one's not as much about the hamstrings or the forward fold, but rather we're focusing on our shoulders, right? So let your head drape in. And then maybe those knuckles reach up off of the spine. Maybe they don't. And then, for my friends who get up a good deal, reach your knuckles a little up to the ceiling to pull the shoulders away from the ears for today. Right? There's different ways we can work this. I just noticed my neck was still pretty tense, so I'm just giving it a little shake to make sure it lets go. Right? Take another breath wherever you're working from. Stay forward in the forward fold, knees bent. Bring your arms down and go ahead and grab your elbow points and now drape in. My friends who work with me regularly, you know this one. I do this one a decent amount, right? You're trying to decompress your vertebra, especially the neck, the cervical. Okay, put your hands on your shins and come halfway up from the pelvic floor and the corset, right? Tone and come all the way up to standing. Interlace your hands behind you again. And this time you're going to see if you can get your knuckles to come around to your right hip-ish. And they don't have to go all the way. They're just that general direction. So my left forearm is across my back, right? There are a couple of stages to this one, right? We want the shoulders to soften down. You can bring your elbows a little together, and that might feel like a nice opening through the front body on the right side. And then you're also going to maybe let your left ear move towards your left shoulder. No, sorry, right ear towards right shoulder. I'm like, no, wait, that's not right. I mean, you could do the either one, whichever one feels good. And I like to kind of move my head and my chin around just a little bit until I find the line that is my body needs at that moment, right? Because it changes for me in my neck and my upper back. And then once you find that spot, sit and breathe, right? And really gently bring the head back up first. And then you're going to bring those knuckles over to the other hip. And again, soften the shoulders down, especially that left one. Maybe elbows move a little bit together, only if that feels beneficial. And then it would be your left ear towards your left shoulder. And again, I say that, but then, you can move the chin a little down or up and the crown of the head until you kind of find that place where the sweet spot, blah, blah, blah. My words seem to be eluding me today. Breathe. Come back up through center, reach the knuckles down. You might take a shoulder blade roll or two if it feels like you'd like a little movement after that. Super simple neck work, right? Don't make it complex and don't push into it. Turn your head to the right. I keep my shoulders and my chest still, right? Inhale back to center. And I'm saying inhale and exhale, but if you want to move a little faster than that, that's okay. Just moving back and forth from right to left. Couple of things to pay attention to, which may or may not be helpful for your body, right? Drop it if it's not. Your chin stays fairly parallel. And for a lot of us, we'll try to turn in and kind of push the back of the top of the head back because that moves more easily. So try not to tilt your head to move into this, right? Try to keep it that you're just rotating on the axis. And then you're going to shake your head, yes. I can't tell you how big that is for you. Right? Again, I'm keeping pretty still from my C7 or so, or my T1, somewhere around there. I'm trying to keep that pretty still as I move my cervical spine, my neck spine. And then let the crown of your head draw a circle. You get to determine where the edges of that are. Don't move into pain. And, I always encourage people, find out what works for you. For me, closing my eyes for all of this kind of stuff really tunes me into where I am in my body. But on the days where I'm feeling like I'm depressed or I'm lacking energy and I need motivation or various things, I would work with my eyes open. So always just kind of tune in and find out what balances you that day, right? And come back to center. We got one more and then we're complete, friends. Well, complete for what we're doing today. You're going to bring your right arm up and bring your hand to pat yourself on the back. Your left arm comes below you. And some of y'all can get your fingers. That's a little extreme for me. I can do it, but I'm pushing into it and I don't need to push anything, right? So I'm just going to grab the shirt that I have on. You could use another t-shirt or the rope again, right? That would be fine. And I'm just going to move that right elbow in a little up. I'm going to gently push into my back with my left hand so my left shoulder rolls back just a little bit. And then standing up nice and tall, inhale. Soften the neck and everything that doesn't need to be tense. Do one more inhale and exhale here. Inhale and exhale and bring those arms down. And then we're going to switch and go the other direction. So the left arm comes up, the right hand comes back. Again, you can get to fingers if that's there for you, but don't push, right? I'm going to stay lower because I just feel more mobility in my shoulders when I'm not pushing into that big edge on this one anyway. Left elbow a little in and a little up. Right shoulder moves a little bit back. We get nice and tall and we 2 breaths. Inhale. Where are you holding tension that you don't need to? Exhale. Is your neck in line with the rest of the spine? That's another one I often see, right? Inhale, the head bobs forward for a lot of people. And exhale, bring those arms down, close your eyes, or mostly close them anyway. Notice the upper body. Namaste, friends. Sophia, I'm so sorry. I forgot to add that in, and hopefully it's to everybody's benefit. And many people find this very enjoyable, nice little sequence. And you can do this once a day or whatever that is. Anytime you're feeling that tension, you could move through 1, 2, or all of these moves. And I bet you your upper body would be pretty pleased. Be well, friends.